Hey, what's up guys, this is RanStar226. We're back again in another video for you guys, and today, since after the success of all my custom Angry Bird plushies, and yeah, I actually have a fair amount of custom ones, and after the huge, overwhelming success of the custom battle damaged pig plushies, I mean, holy smokes, you guys knocked that video out of the park. Like, I completely flabbergasted at that. So after the success of that, and after how much fun I had on these custom plushies, it was time to customize the rest of the 4 birds. Now this is something I've been thinking about for a while, and since I have so many duplicates, it's not even going to be that big of a deal. So what I'm going to do is battle damaged Angry Bird plushies of the birds themselves, and I have some felt right here that's kind of covered up by some of the birds. I've got some felt, I've got some markers, I've got a really nice hot glue gun, thanks Shannon, and I'm going to be doing some battle damaged Angry Bird plushies. So, hopefully this goes well. Alright, so I want to do something a little bit special for the Redbird and Chuck, or Red and Chuck. I'm not used to their names, I'm sorry. So, the first 2 I'm going to customize is Matilda and one of the blues, because this is going to be a fairly... Alright, so to start the customization process, I'm going to start with the easiest one, which is going to be Matilda, and because basically all that really is damage to Matilda is this eye socket right here is purple, so that's going to be a fairly easy thing to do. Now you could ask, Orion, isn't her damaged form really squished and everything? Yes, but I really don't know how to replicate that. Alright, so here's my battle damaged Matilda. It was a really easy thing to do, and I just added a little bit of purple on this eye. On the original picture, there really isn't any damage on that side of the face, not that you can really tell. But this is just kind of a simple thing to do, and yeah, I kind of tip my toes back into the water before I get going really crazy. So, yeah. Alright, next is going to be the Bluebird. Now this is going to be fairly easy. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take the white marker, the white paint pen, and I'm going to cover in the eyeballs right here, and I'm going to paint that white, and then I'm going to get some fabric that I have sitting over here just off to the side, some felt, and I'm going to cut out little eyes. So I'm going to actually kind of see if I can't measure those out, cut them out more or less to the same size, and just kind of make them look really bug-eyed, because on the original model, so with the Bluebird, there's actually 2 alternative versions of battle damaged Bluebird. There's one where he's just kind of cross-eyed, that's the original game, and then when it was updated where they removed the dot on Bombird, he's a little bit more battle torn. He's got one of his eyes is completely shut almost, and he's got his tongue sticking out. So I think I'm just gonna do kind of a mix of both. I'll probably add a little bit of blue up here to kind of look like an eyelid's closed, and a little purple down here. Then on this eye, I think I'm gonna whiten that out and then make it really cross-eyed looking, so you kind of get a mix of both versions. But this is gonna be a little bit challenging. But off I go, I guess. I gotta get all my pens ready. Alright, well, the blue didn't match at all. I don't have a better blue, so that's kind of a bummer. That's kind of a... But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run back to Hobby Lobby, and I'm gonna get a chunk of light blue, like the lightest blue I can find, and get a piece of felt that goes right over the eye, just right there, because I think the purple works. but not so much the paint right there. But that's okay. I think as is, it works a little bit. It just looks kind of goofy, so maybe I'll put a little bit of purple down here as well or something. But I think I'll finish this guy a little bit later, because there's also another reason I need to go back to Hobby Lobby. But yeah, go. Alright, so red's going to be a little bit of a challenge, because on the sprite, the purple parts are actually on the outside of the eye. But he's also missing a couple dots on here, so that's not a super huge concern. But I am going to go in on the white part right here and add a little bit of purple on both of these. And what I'm also going to try to do is I'm going to cut out a little section of white felt to kind of go over the eye, so I can I can cut out another little black dot and kind of have it off-centered like it is on the game model. And then for the eyebrow, I'm going to actually cover it up with a little bit of red felt, and I'm going to cut out some black felt and actually lower the eyebrow just a little bit to kind of give it a more battle damaged look. So hopefully that comes out okay. Blam! Right. Overall, I think that came out really good. I like that second eye right there, the one that's a little off. I think I probably should have moved this a little lower here, so I'll probably gently remove it, maybe, and then kind of put it a little bit lower, for probably like right there, just to kind of give it a little bit more. But as is, I mean, that is the color, the same color red. It blends almost perfectly right in there. I mean, on camera you can just barely tell. I mean, you can, but you can just barely tell. And I really like how that eyebrow came out. I'm really happy with that. And that's not even hot glued. That's just the adhesive backing it came with. And I'm kind of kicking myself now, so I might take this off and then redo it, maybe. I don't know. I think as is, this came out pretty good. I really like how it came out. I kind of wish I would have done this for the other side. I could always gently remove this. That's one thing that I love about hot glue. It's not permanent semi. You can gently peel it off if you really wanted to. But yeah, I think like a little bit more purple right there. But I think that came out pretty good, all things considered. Alright, I was luckily able to remove the eyeball that I just made up. I liked it, but you know, I kind of prefer something like this, so I'm actually going to more or less duplicate what I did here onto this eyeball, and I think that will look a lot better than what it actually looks like. Now, granted, it's not going to be perfect, but you know, I'm going to take another crack at that. Maybe make it a little off-centered, because on the image it's a little off-centered. As is, so yeah, so game accuracy, you're never going to be 100% accurate to whatever. So I'm figuring this is the first, pretty much, like, I'm just kind of getting into the flow of it now, like, yeah, so improvements. And it's not like I'm a billionaire making tons of money off these silly videos anyways.
I'm gonna do it unless
That looks 1,000 times better. Wow, that came out really good. Now, it's not exactly perfect right there, but if I could spend thousands of years on these birds and try making them as game accurate as possible. I'm gonna get a little bit of glue like right there. But you know, yes, you can kind of tell where the original eyebrows were, but that actually looks really freaking good. I actually think that looks a lot better than the actual in-game model. And I am now more determined than ever to get felt for the blue and cover up that eye with some light blue felt, because I actually think that came out pretty good. But anyways, moving on to Chuck. Alright, so for Chuck, I'm going to do a couple different things. I forgot to get orange, so it's gonna cut, and then it's gonna be like I have the orange and stuff. But what I'm gonna do is, in real life, I'm gonna pause, kind of. Ryan doesn't write scripts for these things. All right, so Chuck. One of the things I forget. How am I gonna explain this to people? All right, so starting off for Chuck, he has orange damage. He has purple on this eye right here, and then this eyelid is this way, like right there, and then all of this is like purpled. So I think what I'm going to do for this is pretty much his whole eye is going to be purple, and it's even going to show up in his feathers a little bit over here. I don't want to go super crazy on it because I don't know how well this is going to do on the purple. A couple other things that I need to do still. I need some orange fabric, because I have red, but I don't have orange. I meant to grab orange, but I was like, nah, I'll be fine. I forgot. I also want to grab some blue, because what I did is I actually found some Amazon packing tape floating around, and cut a little chunk off, and it's just kind of a piece of blue paper, and kind of covered it up on the Bluebird eye, and that looks really nice. So, and then I kind of went over here with a little bit of the black adhesive fabric, felt. There we go, felt. And that looks really good. Kind of give a little bit of a different look. So, this is going to take some time, and I'll probably jump cut. I'll probably pick it up tomorrow. So, painting this eyeball purple, and then kind of go in this eye a little bit over here, and then I'll come back later and then fill this up with yellow, and then come back later with some orange, and then finish it off once and for all. So that kind of gives just a rough idea. So that's a rough idea of what I want to do. Obviously, it's not the right color. I want to go back in with some orange and redo it. And we say, "Oh, Ryan, you're wasting so much money on the felt. It's so crazy." Like, a giant chunk like this was a grand total of 25 cents. So, dirt cheap. So, not a big deal. I can always go and grab some more. That's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. Maybe a little bit lower to kind of look like he's a little bit battle worn, a little bit tweaked, kind of like that. I just kind of have it sitting there at the moment. I think that looks pretty good right there. Something kind of like that. Then I'm gonna go in with this marker and just kind of, but most of the eyeball is just gonna be purple, kind of like on that side right there. So, and I think another thing I want to try doing is getting a chunk of purple felt to kind of cover up the eye a little bit, because it's kind of what it looks like in game. There'll be an image on screen, and I know the eyeball's a little off to the side, but I think something kind of like that, where it's just a little bit of felt that goes kind of over the eye, kind of like that. I think it'd be kind of nice. I mean, not the biggest deal in the world, but anyway, so let me see if I can't paint that and see how it comes out. There we go. That actually looks pretty damn good, even with the red felt right about there. Huh. But what would it look like if it was orange? Damn. Come on. Wait. One more time. There we go. Much better. Yeah, I made a quick trip to Hobby Lobby where I grabbed a couple other colors. I will admit, I did forget to grab purple. So what I think I'm going to do for that eye is I cut out a chunk of felt. I'm going to hot glue it right there. And with the magic of editing, there we go. I think that came out pretty good, all things considered. It definitely looks like a battle-damaged Chuck. I also cut out a small chunk of blue felt for one of the Bluebird, and for over here, I think I'm going to do a little bit of purple, just to kind of give it a little more weathering detail. And with the magic of editing, there we go, much better. That purple really does a number on these birds. So that is my customized battle-damaged Angry Bird plush. So that's my battle-damaged Angry Birds. They actually came out pretty good in my opinion. I think the strongest and best is definitely by far the Redbird. He came out so good. It was really simple. I know this could have been a little bit better, but besides that, I think that came out really good. And even these two came out pretty good. And I think even though this was a simple custom, I think this Matilda plush came out really good too. It's really hard trying to match battle damage to the birds themselves, but I think I actually did a pretty fair job. Now, one thing I will admit, I can't really do Bomb. He doesn't really have a battle damaged mode, I guess, or battle damaged model. He just explodes, and it'd be fairly challenging to do a whole Bombird plush that's kind of in an exploding state. If you guys have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. Is this the end of my customization? I think the next project I'm going to tackle when it comes to custom Angry Bird plushes is an Angry Bird Go plush and little cart, so keep an eye out for that, but I don't know when I'll be able to work on that. In other words, it's coming soon. Hopefully. Anyways, guys, this is R2264 Sound Mom Eagles. Peace, and have a great day.